thought that was supposed to have some music with it. So I don't know what happened. Can you guys hear me? Do I have audio? Welcome, welcome, everybody. It's Monday. Works just like a Monday. Every Monday. It's Monday. Hello, everybody. So good to see you guys all chatting over there live already. Bougie's raring to go. Already fired up. Sorry, I'm a couple minutes behind because I had to deal with a little situation with my pool guy. Is supposed to be here long before 1 o'clock, and he just showed up, and I had to give my employees some instructions to go deal with the pool guy because we had a little incident on Saturday at the party. I mean, I don't know. Anybody knows pool stuff? Like, we have the jacuzzi on, we have the blower on for the jacuzzi, and it kind of comes up out of the ground. You know, the wires come up and there's a switch, and all of a sudden that thing just kaplooey, like blew its top. And then we kind of like screwed it back on there. But I kind of needed the pool guy to check and make sure everything is okay before we run it again, as I have a feeling that that's going to happen again. So yeah, so I didn't get to go talk to him personally because he decides to show up right at 1 o'clock. Anyway, so that's why I was late. I have an excuse. Are you already laughing at me? Why are you laughing at me? Oh my goodness. Well, how is everyone? We are going to talk about shipping. I need that dramatic sound effect, that dum dum dum, because shipping, it is the nemesis of most new eBay sellers. Like the number one thing I hear, sorry, I'm moving my microphone over a little closer. The number one thing I hear as a fear is around shipping, some aspect of shipping. Now, I've had some questions that have been coming in over in my Facebook group that I run. It's called Niche to Profit for Online Sellers. If you want to join, it's free. Just go over. You got to answer a couple of questions to get in, and then we have a few rules to follow. But it is a free group that I do try to give help that I can't give, in the videos, or there's not enough time to answer all the questions here. So that group is really your resource to get questions answered. I have some absolutely amazing moderators over there that if they can't answer the questions for you, they will tag me and bring me in, and we get them answered for you. We get them answered. So thank you, Bree, for posting the link. And so I am streaming this both on YouTube and Facebook. So some of you may not see all of the comments I'm responding to, and that's because it's probably coming from the platform that you can't see. But I can see all of the comments coming in, all of them. Yay! Doreen's hair broke the jacuzzi. Doreen was a little bit of a troublemaker at the party. I will tell you that. Yeah. She crashed the party, number one. It was only supposed to be Mikey, Bags of Money, and Supercourt at the party, and like in strolled Doreen, just like she owned the place. So I actually had to sing a little ditty to her too. I had to set her in her place and all of that. So. All righty, guys. So we are not going to be afraid of shipping. We are going to handle those questions today. And whatever questions we don't get handled today, we're going to handle them in the group. But would you guys like to see what sold on eBay? Actually, I got 2 weeks worth of solds because I did live thrifting this past Monday. But I can certainly show you what sold on eBay this week. Hold on. I got something out of order. Hold on. I always feel like I get all my little shots lined up, and then I have to go back in and go take a look. So let me share my screen. I think this will work. Look at that. All right. So this is the first item that's sold. It is a pair of these Bodum Bistro French press coffee mugs. You guys, pick these up. You will find these at Goodwill for like $1. I believe I paid $1 a piece for these. And you can see right there, I accepted a best offer of $40. I had them priced at $49.99. The thing about these and why they are so insanely profitable is because this happened. Captain Picard drank from this very cup on the screen of Star Trek. So that makes these highly, highly desirable. So this is, I don't often share a bolo because I'm always afraid that it's going to just be a race to the bottom. Don't race these to the bottom. Anybody who's watching me, you can get $20 a cup all day long. Do not go cheaper than that. Price them up and sell them high. They will stay high if you keep them high. If you come in and need to undercut somebody else selling them, we will see the price drop. Please don't do that. Please, please, please don't do that. Because these are fantastic and they're staying pretty on trend. They are keeping their value. So, but definitely these show up at the Goodwill all the time. All the time. All right, next. So this was a little shocking to me that I picked these up just not even knowing. It was at a yard sale. And again, I sold both of these empty Rolex boxes literally within 48 hours of listing. Empty Rolex box, guys. It's empty. This is allowed. And I picked these up at a yard sale where the guy just wanted to give them to me. He didn't even want to charge me for them. And so I ended up, it was like a roundup of things when we got there. And I think it ended up, I gave him like $1 a box. So yeah, $100, guys. And the offers started rolling in on these like an hour after I listed them. Like this was a hot item. So again, it's some crazy stuff that sells that you might pass up going, what's an empty box worth? Well, let me tell you, if it is a luxury brand, now you have to be careful because there are some luxury brands who are very, very protective of their brand and they won't let you sell empty boxes and empty containers, but Rolex is not one of them. I have a Louis Vuitton bag, not a purse, the paper bag that it came from, the Louis Vuitton store. I'm going to be listing that, just a bag, because people that know those luxury brands, they want the stuff that goes with them. Yep. Now, as I said, I actually sold 2 of these, and you can see I got an $80 offer on the second one, and because I'd already sold this one for $100, I countered and came back at $100, and boom, they snapped it up. So sold them both $100 a piece within a day of listing those bad boys. All right, this little guy, you might remember me picking up. I think I had this listed for $24.99. I do believe I had it listed for $24.99. I took a best offer of $19.99. Now this is again, they gave me an offer, I believe, of $15. I believe the offer that came in was $15. I counter offered $19.99. They accepted. And Melissa's going to remind me what I paid for this. What did I pay? No, on the Louis Vuitton. No, it's not even the dust cover. It's just the store paper bag. It's not even a dust cover. I bought it at Goodwill in March for $3.99. $3.99 is what I paid for the ice cream cone bank. I was thinking maybe Rachel would want it. It was not what she wanted. So listed it and got $20 for it. Kind of went with my $20 rule. All right, here now, what you can't really tell from this is that this is a miniature. And I was quite surprised to see that the value of the miniature little Blanco bottles is almost as good as the full-sized Blanco water jug bottles. This has its original little, come on, blow it up there, show them. Got the original sticker on there, and it is signed on the bottom 2018. And so far so good. It shipped out, it got delivered, even though it says it's not delivered yet. That is because I sent it priority. We're going to talk about this. I under promise, I over deliver. So they have received this item, and I had no complaints about the size, meaning they did know what they were purchasing. And there you go. And I think I paid, what did I pay for? $4? $4. I paid $4 for this little guy in April. All right. This actually just sold over the weekend, so I haven't shipped this one out yet. It's an Italian wall tile, and I picked it up because it's really good quality, interesting kind of a theme to it. It's by Pat Lane Diaz, and I had it listed, I want to say I had it listed at $24.99, got an offer of $21.99, took it. We will be shipping that out today. And I paid, Melissa's helping me out here. Bought at the flea market. No, yard sale. The water jug was bought at a yard sale. This I bought at Goodwill for $3.99. $3.99 is what I paid for this. Next, you might remember this one. I was surprised how quickly this sold as well. I wasn't quite sure about picking this up. And actually I'm looking at the title, and I don't even know how that little grammar got in the title. So never mind how there's a little slash in there. I normally would not have put that in, but I missed it when I was proofreading. Anyway, this is a Villeroy & Boch Naif wedding salad or cake plate. Now you'll notice that I did put a dimension in the title. And I will do that on things where people are looking for a specific size of something, as in the case of a salad or a dessert plate. This could have been called a dessert plate too. But the real selling factor here is the Villeroy & Boch Naif Wedding. That's really what somebody was probably searching for. And I believe this sold at full price. Yeah, $19.99 is what I listed it for. $19.99 is what it sold for, and I paid $2.39 at Goodwill, meaning I bought it on a 40% off senior day. So, yeehaw! This is a Pier 1 Savannah letter mug in the letter C. They are made to look like the Anthropologie mugs that have the same kind of a thing going. I listed this for $19.99. It sold for $15. I believe I only paid $1 or $2 for this mug. Jane says, why was the slash in title a mistake? Because grammar in a title can be detrimental to the search algorithm. You don't want commas. You don't want dashes. You don't want quotations. You want to just have the letters. Now, apostrophes are okay because those do, for some reason, apostrophes are searchable as a word is spelled out with an apostrophe. But all that other stuff will hurt you in the search algorithm. Yeah, we get 40% off on our senior day. I know, it's pretty crazy. 99 cents. I paid 99 cents for this little baby. Yep. So not too shabby, right? It kind of broke my $20 rule, but you have to take into account I only paid $1, turned it into $15. Had I paid $5, I would have wanted to get more than $15 for this, but I'm okay turning $1 into $15. And it's an easy ship. It's an easy ship on a mug. I tell you guys, I always pick up these Majolica pottery planters that usually have frogs or turtles or elephants. Those are the 3 animals that normally come on these things. Frogs are probably the easiest to find. And this one had a little rose on it too over there. But you can see what I got for it. Not even a best offer. Bada bing, bada boom. $50. $50. I do believe this came from was this from a yard sale, Melissa? It was for $5. I apologize, guys. We had a crazy windstorm here yesterday where we literally had the emergency warning for dust storms. And so we are suffering the after effect of that a little bit. Like I'm like coughing and the eyes are like bugged out and everybody's on their allergy meds today. So we're all a little bit of a mess. So I'm going to try not to cough during this, but I apologize ahead of time. But yeah, so pick these up. Pick these up. You know, we will do a whole show on titles and things one day because that's a whole conversation. Semicolons, commas. No, you don't want any of that. You don't want any of that. You just, unless it has to be there for a specific word. If that's the way the word is searched, then you want it in there. Yep. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, pick these up, you guys. And again, easy to find at Goodwill. I find them constantly and I pick up every one of them. I keep all the turtles. I keep all the turtles. You already knew that. This is an Isabel Bloom pea stub. Now, these are heavy. You'd pick this up and go, whoa, baby, I don't want to ship that. But look what I got for this. Again, $39.99, and I believe I paid less than $5 for it. Melissa's going to tell me in just a second what I paid for it. Because Melissa actually helps me with my spreadsheets and helping me keep track of stuff. So she is my behind the scenes gal. I bought this at the Antique Mall of America for $9. $9. Now, I bought it in December. I didn't list it until like a month ago. I want to say a month ago. We really just got rocking and rolling on listing about a month ago. So I turned $9 into $40. So, yep, we will do that all day long. It pays to pay up just a little bit for some of these things. Now, I'll show you, how do you know it's an Isabel Bloom? Well, very, very signature, just, the coloration and styling of her things, but they're also signed on the bottom. So just look for that Isabel Bloom on the bottom and pick those up. Okie-dokie. This guy is just a mug. He's just a cute mug. You might remember me. I just bought this guy not too long ago. I think, again, he was either $1 or $1.99, somewhere in there. He does come from World Market. Let me see. There's the bottom right there. He's a World Market mug. And he's got a little paw print on the inside. And he's not even perfect. Can you see in there? Now, this one might come back on me because I'm noticing he does have a little crazing and staining on the inside that my lister missed up in the condition description. So I will be prepared to handle that if it comes back at me. But this has been long delivered. Again, I under-promised, over-delivered by getting it there already. But I paid $3.99 for him. Now, in my recaps, if I've only gotten 20% discount, which is what seniors get every other day of the week, so I really only paid $3.20 for him and turned that into $15. So mugs are an easy sell. Okay, that completes our sold for the last 2 weeks. Got a little behind on them, but now we're caught up because, in my videos, I always get everybody questioning my valuations. And I'm like, I research every item and I actually list things for more than I even say in there so that I can accept best offers and all that. And we'll do a whole show on that one day, but we need to talk about shipping. We've got to talk about shipping today because it's an area that is holding some of you back. I know it is. I hear a lot of people say, I've got stuff to sell, everything. I'm just afraid to get listing because of the shipping. And so I want to try and help you get over that fear. So I would like those of you who are here with me live and chatting over here, of course, you get top priority for getting questions answered. So please let me know what, if you're fearful of the shipping, I want you to let me know what is that fear? What is it you are afraid of? What are you afraid is going to happen? That's where I want to start. I wouldn't say it's easy, Angela D. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Shipping is one of the most confusing pieces of this business. My people who have worked for me for months still get confused on package sizes and which box to use and which service to select. There's a lot to it. So I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, it's easy, you should just be able to do that. I've been doing this for 25 years. It comes really, really easy to me now because I started back in the days when it was easy. Like, there was one, like if it was going someplace and it weighed this much, it was the same no matter where you shipped it. Can you imagine that? Like, it didn't matter where you were shipping it, cost the same based on the poundage. Oh, I miss those days. I do miss those days. But that's not where we are, because we have dimensional weight. We have zones, and everything's different based on the zones. And then it changes like every year. And okay, let's see. Let me go back up here and see what you guys are saying. So Heather says, I'm afraid of it breaking. We can address that. You can prevent that. And if it happens, it happens, and you just deal with it. What is the best way to ship heavy items? Okay. Angela D's in Canada, so yours might be a little trickier. How do you get the eBay tape? Ooh, I can show you that. I get the eBay tape on my quarterly coupon that I get from eBay for having a store subscription. So if you have a basic or higher store subscription, you get a quarterly coupon for shipping supplies. So this is where you get the eBay tape. You get the eBay tape right on eBay. And there's one particular store that you order from if you use the coupon. But you can go right to eBay and get the eBay tape, and you can price shop, and you can. I know a lot of sellers who go to the in-person events, and eBay likes to give out shipping tape as one of the like giveaways, and then they go and they list it and they sell it. Go figure. Let's see. The cost of getting packaging up front. Okay, that's a fear. So as a newbie, you can start out. Well, number one, these are free. There are multiple different sizes of the USPS priority mail boxes that are free. Just go over to USPS. I'm going to show you the size of this box, if I can get it. USPS.com and go right in there, set up a little account, and you can get free shipping supplies. So this one right here is the number 4, and it actually says it on the bottoms of the boxes. So this is what we call your number 4. This is the size you'll want if you ship smaller figurines, mugs, anything that can fit nicely into, like, is it 7 by 7? It's like 7 by 7 by 6. 7 by 7 by 6 is going to be your dimension on that. So you've got that size. There are several different versions of the rectangular boxes. This happens to be the 1095. So this is like the largest one. And a lot of times I'll use this because it's the right thickness inside, but it's a little too big. So I just cut this down, and you can do that. You can modify the USPS packaging. You don't have to use it as is. And then another one that I use a lot of is the number 7. The number 7 is a 12 by 12 by 8. And there is a lot that you can fit into these. So I highly recommend you stock up on the number 7s as well. Now, besides the ones that you can order for free, you can use any box. Any box will do. Now, caveat to that, if it says anything like perishable, keep cold, alcohol related, you have to black that out. You have to get rid of all that stuff. But other than that, you can reuse any type of box. And I have quite a few different, no, peanuts, don't touch. Okay. I have quite a few different boxes that I have here that I recycle. I get a lot of fan mail. I reuse your guys' boxes that you send me stuff in. We do recycle it. Now, again, another caveat with that is boxes are only graded for so many trips around before they get weaker. Yeah, weaker and weaker. So be careful about the integrity of the box, especially, yeah, scary, especially if you are shipping really fragile items. All right. So we just dispelled that. Now there are things, the inner filler, packing peanuts, paper. So I am a packing peanuts girl. I've been using it for over 20 years. And my track record of things getting to their destination is very, very strong. So I'm a don't fix it if it ain't broke kind of gal. And I know people hate packing peanuts. I kind of hate opening packages of packing peanuts, but I understand the purpose and the fact that they have. Now I use the pink ones that are anti-static. I do upgrade a little bit, but these are the white ones. And the thing about these is, like, you can even feel if you crunch some of these together, there's a bounce. They absorb the shock. Paper doesn't do that. Now, if you are not shipping super fragiles, then go ahead and use paper. I would say don't use newspaper, like printed newspaper. It's dirty. People really do not like getting something with newspaper packing because it comes across as undervaluing that item. Like and I'm going to choose my words carefully because I do not want to offend anybody, but it makes you appear to be like a yard sale seller kind of versus a professional seller. And even if you are a small seller, you want to come across as professional because you are building a reputation. And I find also, gosh, can you guys hear the frog? The frog is setting in. I'm going to drink my pepper. So if there is an issue with an item, if it arrives wrapped in newspaper or dirty bubble wrap, that's like obviously used bubble wrap or crunched up grocery bags or anything like that, even if it's like it was protected, people will often go, oh, and they'll undervalue the item that they're pulling out of that box, whether it got there or not. They may look and think that they paid too much. I've seen it happen over and over and over. Psychologically, people are less likely to be wanting to find fault with an item if it arrives to them in a professional way. So that's why I try to teach you guys professional, because it does have to do with your return rate too. So just keep that in mind. So are you really saving money reusing some of those things that are best left for packing stuff that's not going to a customer? Just think about that. Now there is plain newsprint, and I would buy it new. You can buy it. It's kind of the same thing you get like at a U-Haul store, to pack your dishes and stuff. So you can use that. Keep in mind, it may add weight. It may put you over into the next pound increment. So let me back up with that. Shipping goes by pound increments. So anything that is 1 pound, 1 ounce to 2 pounds, is I'll charge the 2-pound rate. If it's 2 pounds, 1 ounce to 3 pounds, it's the 3-pound rate. So if your packing material doesn't change anything, you're good. But keep in mind, paper is going to weigh more than peanuts. And if it sends you into that next increment, if you're doing free shipping, it's going to cost you more, or you're going to have to pass on more costs to your customer. Yep. So let's see. Let me kind of come touch back in here with the chat. Oh, awesome. You guys are recycling the stuff that we send you. Very good. Very good. Perceived value. Exactly, Hudson Vintage. It is perceived value, and it's really a big deal in our industry. And you guys can set yourselves up for better success if your customers receive a package that conveys value by the way you packaged it and the care that you took. Absolutely. Can I verify that the priority box is 12 by 3.5 by 14 is not a flat rate box? I'm not sure how I could verify that right now. I don't know which box that is. So let's talk about flat rate versus regular priority. I will tell you guys, I do not use flat rate. I don't use it. I find, and now keep this in mind, I'm on the far West Coast, and so my experience might be a little different, but I don't think so, because I am on the far West Coast. So even packages going to the far East Coast, for me, I'm better off using UPS, which is what I do. So even the priority mail flat rate doesn't save me or my customers any money. And that's the thing. I do calculated shipping, and the customer pays that shipping. I'm not paying that shipping. Customer pays that shipping. And that's one of the things I recommend, that if you want to do free shipping, wait until you understand shipping, because it's not free. It's you incorporating the shipping into the purchase price of that item. And really strategically, what you have to do is you have to build in the worst case scenario shipping, which can hurt your chances of selling the item to a more local customer. And ever since the algorithm changed for speed, eBay is trying to show your items to people who are closer to you, where the item is going to get to them quicker. So if you use the free shipping method of putting the worst case scenario shipping in there, you're competing with a seller who does calculated, and they're closer to the customer. So it's going to come up as a better price overall than what you're doing. So there's a lot to understand about the whole free shipping thing before you do that. But I don't do free shipping anymore. Don't do it. Don't need to with antiques and collectibles. Now, there are some commodity items where it is a real big advantage to compete on free shipping. But again, I don't recommend getting into heavily competitive categories until you really have a grasp on reselling in general and all the things that you need to learn about it. So it's strategies. It's just strategies for building this business, guys. Flat rate boxes from the post office are absolutely marked flat rate. They are marked flat rate if they are flat rate boxes. And they're kind of small. Have you guys ever noticed? They don't hold a bunch. And the reason for that is the post office, I've always said, they were brilliant in coming up with flat rate boxes. I call them math-free boxes. So many sellers were able to just take that box, know what the shipping is for no matter who was buying that item. You could just put that shipping into your field or use that as your free shipping incorporation amount. But what has happened over time is more and more buyers are savvy, and they understand that the flat rate boxes are not a savings, because those were designed to make the post office more money. I mean, I rarely come under a circumstance where using flat rate is better than just flat out, straight priority. Got to be careful there. I don't want to confuse any more than this stuff is confusing. Yeah, so I don't recommend using the flat rate. And I know it's very controversial, but I will modify a flat rate box. The only one I really do this with is the game board box, and I use them as regular priority. That is allowed. It is in the USPS DM, which is their manual, that has everything. So I don't go to the counter. Don't go to the counter, you guys. Because for some reason, they're not up to date on all the rules. And they will try to tell you that you have to slap a flat rate price on a modified flat rate box. And that simply is not the case. It is not the case. Flat rate is good for heavy bookends, perhaps. Yep. I tend to find, though, and we're going to talk about it, going through pirate ship and using cubic rate is often better than flat rate if you're going to stick with priority. I'm using UPS a lot now. I use UPS because the rates through pirate ship are fantastical. And I can do all of my eBay shipping through pirate ship. It integrates. It pulls the orders in. It pulls Etsy orders in. It pulls orders in from many different third-party sites. So I really have no reason to ship directly from eBay or Etsy now. Poshmark is another thing. I'm not selling on Mercari anymore, but I know that the same thing. They have some pretty good shipping rate stuff. So if you're selling on Poshmark or Mercari, you're going to want to use their shipping service to print your labels, because it's up to it's up to like, is it up to 5 pounds is $7 for priority with Poshmark or something like that? Because Poshmark is offsetting that themselves. I wish eBay would do that. Wouldn't that be a heavenly world if eBay would just say, everybody just pay this amount up to this weight and we'll cover the rest. Oh, that would be so cool. It would be so cool. But no, we can wish. It ain't going to happen. So priority mail does include up to $100 of insurance. And then you need to purchase insurance for anything over $100. Now, again, this is where pirate ship is amazing. I get my insurance through pirate ship for anything over $100 because, number one, it's super cheap. It's like $1 for another $100 of insurance. And it's the process of filing a claim it's amazing. And so, I mean, I can't say enough good things about pirate ship. I'm not even sure how they're making their money, but it's an amazing service and it's free to use. Like literally, it's free. There's no reason not to use pirate ship. It's awesome. They don't include FedEx though. I wish they would, but for now they don't. Because they probably have a contract with UPS, and that's probably, how they're making a little bit of money, because the UPS is their go-to. Yeah, it's really tough to do the demo. I can't really do it live. Because I don't want to give somebody's like information. It's going to show addresses and names and stuff. So I'm not exactly sure how I could do it live, but I do want to do a bunch of shipping videos. That's something that's in the works for me. I want to do shipping videos, some training videos, more than I've included in the Proven eBay course. The Proven eBay course does go through shipping very extensively, but there's no like actual like demo stuff in the shipping part of that. It's really just pictures and bullet step-by-steps So I do want to do like some more demo kind of stuff. Oh, did they change? Posh, it's higher. You pay $8 now, no matter the weight. You must use the Posh label to ship your sales. $8 is still fantastic for priority mail. That is still cheaper than a padded flat rate envelope. Oh, which I should have brought one up here. The padded flat rate envelope is an exception to my rule of using flat rate. I do use those envelopes pretty often because it's like $8.50 or $8.75. I don't even know what it is. 8 something. And you can put a box in there. So if I've got a small, heavy item that goes over the pound, and we'll talk about that in a second. If it's over a pound, it goes into a small box, into a padded flat rate envelope, and it is on its way. Does Pirate Ship have demos? Let me see. Maybe we could do something if they do. Stand by. I would be happy to show you a demo if they do. See, if I don't sign in, I wonder how that works. Hold on. Oh, let's. Okay. All right. So for copyright reasons, I don't want to play Pirate Ship stuff on here. But if you go over to pirateship.com, you're right. They do. They have a lot of demo videos on their site that you can connect to. Thank you for pointing that out. That's fantastic. Padded envelopes are great for shoes. Yeah, shoes not in a box. Yep. Just got to be careful. If you sell shoes in their original box, you don't want to ship them in that box. I see a lot of people potentially doing that. Don't do that. But you can communicate with your customer and say, would it be okay if I put this in a bag for you? Or do you want this? Because some of them want the boxes as a collector item. So if you're a shoe seller, you really need to be careful about that. Oh, I did a video about Pirate Ship. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you for that. I don't even remember what videos I've done and what I haven't. Awesome. Okay. So items under a pound would go first class. And somebody's saying that even on Poshmark, it's still $8. So that's interesting that they haven't gotten a first class option. Can you do free shipping on Poshmark and then generate your own label? Is that a thing that you can do? Because first class is much cheaper than priority. It is depending on the weight of the item. It can go up to about $7 for something that's, like 15 ounces. But generally, if you've got a 3 or 4 ounce item, you're looking at under $5 for shipping. Unless you want to add insurance, then you're going to add on that insurance amount. How do you use calculated shipping when you don't know the actual destination? I can see under calculating a lot. Let me pull up. Here we go. Let me pull up and show you. I'm going to pull up one of my drafts, and I will show you down at the shipping part down here. Okay, here's your shipping, and I'm in the new listing experience, which there's no turning back. So I have chosen calculated shipping. Here's what I put in. Right up here, I put in the packet weight and dimensions. That's all I have to do for calculated shipping. And then eBay knows where that logged in customer is coming to pay for the item from. That's why there is such a huge variance in the amount of shipping you see here. $9.70 to $17.90, $9.90 to $41.15, because it depends where it's going. So what the customer is going to see is whatever applies to their zip code. And that's how easy calculated shipping is. I mean, the other options are flat shipping, where you just charge the same rate and you would have to give that rate. Yep, it's telling me enter a shipping cost. but we don't want to do that. We want to just do that. And then that'll go away. All right. And for internationals, because here's the other scary thing I hear about eBay selling and shipping is, what about international? Global shipping program. Boom. It's the same as domestic. You're going to ship that item to a warehouse in Kentucky. And once you ship it to Kentucky, if anything happens to it after that, boom, it's on them. It's not on you. So that is how you do. Hold on. I'm trying to come here, mousy, mousy. There you are. Get me back on the screen here. There we go. Okay. Now I know I have probably missed a whole bunch of your questions. We're probably going to run a little bit over today because I do want to answer questions. So instead of me scrolling back through the chat in case if somebody asked early and they're not here anymore, I want to honor those of you who are still here. So if you asked a question, I didn't get you an answer yet, put in the chat in capitals question, then ask your question. And I'm going to get to as many as I possibly can. I mean, when you list an item prior to someone buying it. Yeah, that's what I just showed you, Tammy. That's an actual listing that I was just doing. So am I not understanding your question? Because I want to make sure I get your question answered. I have a whole playlist called Get Ship Done, which is when I used to do all my own shipping and I would film myself doing my shipping. So you can see me shipping everything from pieces of jewelry to combining items to priority to UPS to shipping art. You name it. It's in that playlist because that was my actual shipping. So if shipping is still confusing, I encourage you go over and watch some of the videos in that playlist. Okay, let me see. When you use free ship on Posh, it's taken out of your earnings. What does that mean though? How much is coming out of your earnings? I mean, is it just a percentage out? I don't know. I honestly have not used Posh for a while. When I list an item, I package it, not sealing it, so I can get an accurate weight and dimensions to get a figure for approximate shipping. Is this the correct way to do it? That's a time-consuming way to do it because not everything sells. So I don't recommend pre-packaging things. What I recommend is the weight of your box and the weight of your item. So you're gonna laugh. Don't get scared, bougie. This is my listing scale. I love this thing. I'm looking for another one. This goes up to 10 pounds. This sits right here on a little table. If I'm listing something, actually I have listers now that do most of it. And I put it on there and I know what the item weighs. And for most things, if you add a pound, you're safe. Because remember, it falls within those pound increments. So as long as it falls within, let's say 2 to 3 pounds, you put in for a 3-pound package. Now, if you're right on the border and you're not sure if your packing materials are going to set it over, go ahead and bump it up to the next increment. But yeah, you just need to know what your items weigh. So a scale is a must-have in this business. You must have a scale. You can't get around. There's some things you can get around not having, but you can't get around not having a scale. So 6 ounces for packaging, depending what you use for packaging, may or may not work, Jen. For packing peanuts, yes. For paper, maybe not. So be careful about that. And boxes can weigh anywhere from 4 ounces up to 5 pounds. So if you're using recycled boxes with variances in weight, you do need to know what the boxes weigh. The priority mail, that's the beauty of consistently using the same type of packaging material, is that you can weigh those boxes and know exactly how much that box is going to weigh. Yeah, you guys are saying that it comes out of your earnings. Are you saying that $8 comes out of your earnings? Because that's kind of dumb of Posh. I think I get what you're saying now. Yeah. So I know a lot of you are talking about Poshmark. I want to try to keep this eBay, Etsy centric that has those same, like, because I have a lot of people get onto eBay, which is a lot more fearful in the shipping department. So we'll leave Poshmark for another day because they do things differently. So can I recommend a scale? Well, like I just showed you, I got this one I think I got it at a yard sale or a thrift shop, but you can get a really good digital scale off of like Amazon for 25 bucks. Yep. Under 20 bucks now even. Make sure it goes up to the weight of items that you're going to be shipping. My one out in the garage, I believe, goes up to 25 pounds. I actually have a larger freight scale because I am brave and I will ship some things that are more than, 10 to 15 pounds. So I have that kind of scale as well. All right. Post office boxes weigh less than purchased boxes. Sometimes. So like this, I buy my boxes from a wholesaler. This box right here weighs 4 ounces and it's pretty comparable. It's pretty comparable, to the USPS number 4, which weighs 4 ounces. So yeah, you just gotta know. Just depends. Do you ship to all countries or exclude some? I use the global shipping program. So for my personal, like my live sales and my own personal through email sales, I only ship to Canada right now. That is like the only country that I have not had an issue with, knock on wood, to date. I'm having problems going into other countries, so I've kind of had to step back from shipping other than doing the global shipping program through eBay. Picked up a scale for $1 at the antique mall on their dollar table. Yeah. I love my manual old-fashioned vintage scale. I love it. Absolutely love it because I don't have to wait for it to, come on and reboot and tear out and all that stuff. Okay. Do I have a link for where I get my boxes from a local source? It's called Miller Supply. If you are in the Las Vegas area, absolutely, you can contact Ray Miller at Miller Supply and tell them Danny sent you because you will get a better price than it shows on their website. I'm just saying. But other than that, you can also go to bubblefast.com. They have really, really good bubble wrap. Not all bubble wrap is created equal. And before I found the company that I found locally, I used to get all of my supplies from Bubble Fast. And I have a really good relationship with them. So they have given a 10% off to anybody who uses my code, which is Danny, all caps, DANNI, all caps. They are family owned and operated, and they are sellers like us too. So I really love supporting them. Let's see. Yes, I do use a Rollo. I switched to the Rollo last year. I was just using my printer and ink and printing out on regular. I started out printing out and just regular paper and taping that to boxes. You can do that. And then I bumped up to printing on actual self-stick labels, which was fabulous upgrade. And now the Rollo has changed my life because the Rollo, oh my gosh, like everybody who has a Rollo will tell you the same thing. The Rollo just makes life easier, saves you so much time. It is the easiest thermal printer I've ever used in my life. I've used Dymos. I come back to the Rollo because it's just hands down for technical dummies like myself. Easy to load the paper, the labels, and it's plug and go. And so I can't say enough good things about Rollo. And yes, I do have I have an affiliate link for Rollo. It's not why I plug them. I will never, ever recommend something to you guys that I don't endorse and use myself. So I keep bugging them to let me give you some kind of a discount, and they just won't. They just won't. Melissa, I'm not sure. There's another Miller Supply that is not the same as I use, so I make sure that one's based out of Nevada. If you're going to give a link there, because they're not all the same. Loves Rolo candy. I love Rolo candy too. All right. Everybody's saying, I love my Rolo. I love my Rolo. I love my Rolo. But don't feel like a Rolo is something that you have to add right off the bat if you're getting started. That's an investment in your business as you grow. That is, it's what? It's like $200 for the wired and $300 for the wireless version. So you need to make sure that investment is going to save you that amount of money. Now, if you're using an inkjet printer to print your labels, keep in mind, cartridge of ink is $50 average. So you start printing a lot of labels, that Rolo is going to start saving you money because that $50 starts adding up really, really quick, really quick. Yes, Bubble Fast does have a Danny pack. So I do sell a lot of plush. And one of the questions I used to get all the time is what size bag, what size bag, what size bag? So I had Bubble Fast put together a pack with all of my favorite sizes of poly bags. So they have a Danny pack. Yes, they do. Okay, where's those shipping question? Who is still afraid of shipping? How do I help you not be afraid of shipping? I know one of the first questions was about what if it breaks? So here is my rule of thumb that will help you with that. So the way I do breakables, and again, I'm going to recommend you go watch my Get Shipped Done playlist that shows me doing this. So you're going to use a box that will give you at least 2 inches of clearance all the way around your item and all the way around your item after it's been packed in bubble wrap. I think bubble wrap is a must-have item if you're shipping anything that breaks, especially the glass. So you are going to use small bubble. Small bubble is your go-to. I do use big bubble. And what I mean, it's the size of the bubble. We have small bubble and big bubble. I use small bubble first, even if I'm using big bubble, because the big bubble has gaps. So small bubble. And then if you really want to add that extra protection, you can use large bubble. For me, it depends on the price of the item that I sold, because your shipping supplies cost money. So you got to make sure you got to weigh, risk versus benefit of using all of these materials. So bubble wrap, and then 2 inches of packing peanuts is my preference, or whatever your filler is. Make sure it's got a good shock absorption value to it. If you're doing a super fragile item, that is your key. That is got my track record of almost no breakage over the 25 years I've been shipping stuff. So that is why I don't switch from packing peanuts. So if you give yourself that 2 to 3 inches of gap space and pack the material down, pack the peanuts down, don't just put it in there and let it just go where push them down. So you're pre-settling those peanuts. You're not giving any shifting ability. And stuff that box with peanuts so full that you've got to cram down that lid to get it taped. You really want to do the shake test. Shake it. If you can hear anything moving, other than if there's something, like inside of something that you have no control over. But if you can feel movement, it's not packed good enough. And now here's the key. I used to do this on video, and I had people so upset with me for this. You literally take that package and you toss it across your floor. And if you go, I can't do that, it'll break. It's not packed well enough. You need to have that item packed to sustain not only you tossing it across the floor, but keep in mind something up to about 70 pounds could land on it when it's going from a conveyor belt into a bin. So you got to pack it knowing that's going to happen potentially. It doesn't happen very often, but that is the potential. And we've had packages show up where I'll get a picture showing me the crushed box and it's split open and the peanuts are starting to pour out the sides, but the item made it because we packed it knowing that could happen. And that is how you can protect those fragiles and feel really good about the package you're sending out. If it's a fragile item, if it's a not so fragile item, then you don't have to go to quite the extremes, but I know a lot of you watch my videos and want to do glass and pottery and all of those cool breakable things. So yeah. So if your heart jumps when you go to shoot that package across the floor, then ask yourself, where did I not feel that I packaged it well enough? And relook at that. If you feel good enough to toss it across the floor, you're good to go. You're good to go. Wondering about art and frames. What would be the best way to ship? I did a video just on art. If you go back and search, you can watch me shipping art. Pool noodles, guys. Such a stupid, silly thing. Pool noodles are an incredible packing material for items such as art, platters, expensive plates, pool noodles are fantastic, and you can get them at like the dollar store for $1. And one pool noodle should do an entire piece of art unless it's really big. If it's got glass, I recommend taping the glass like with painter's tape. Don't use super sticky tape. Your customer won't appreciate that. But like painter's tape or something of that sort. If the glass breaks in shipping, that tape can keep it from scratching and going into the artwork itself. Yeah, you guys, look for a local shipping supply store around you. If you're going to be purchasing a lot of shipping supplies, there's many, many little independent shipping supply companies where you can get a much better rate than retail. Retail means even Costco. Costco is still retail. They have still marked things up. Look for a place that is selling to the little mom and pop shipping shops. Yeah, that works. I used to go to a pack and ship little franchise because I happened to look like around the corner at their back room packing area, and I saw they had the great big giant bags of packing peanuts, and I asked them point blank. I said, would you be willing to sell me one of those? And it got a conversation going of, well, yeah. And they sold them to me for $2 more than they were paying. Because what I managed to help them do is get a better price than they were paying, because now they could buy bigger quantity. So if they buy in quantity, they get a better price. They can pass that on. So some of them are really, really, really happy to do that. Use of single-use styrofoam containers, food, including containers and packing peanuts, is now prohibited in New York State as of this year. Oh, well, that's just silly. I don't know how they're going to reinforce that, except make it unavailable to you guys. So I don't even know what to say about that. Don't even know what to say about that. Yep, Tiffany says, I literally pack my items to be thrown from a 2-story building. That's it. That's it. That's the way you do it. My fear are items that have fragile, breakable, thin things coming off the base of the item. Does that description make sense? Thin things coming off. So like something like has like a stem or something, or like let's take an expensive crystal wine glass, pool noodles. If it's worth it. So I don't list things that aren't worth it to do that. So that's the first thing I want you to know is don't list a $10 wine glass or even a $15 wine glass and then use up expensive packing materials. $20 and up each piece. But take a pool noodle, reinforce that stem, reinforce that weak point where you're worried about it. Now, the other thing I see a lot of people do is they will fill the bowl of like a glass or even put material inside of like a bowl. I don't do that. I don't put anything in the inside of a vase. It's thought that it'll help the strength of the vase if it gets banged. If it gets hit hard enough to get cracked or damaged, having something on the inside is not going to prevent that. It's just not. There's nothing that putting that stuff on the inside is going to do except use up more of your shipping materials. So I just ship the whole thing with nothing on the inside. You can double box, but again, if you're going to double box something, make sure it is worth it. Don't be double boxing a $10 sale, even a $15 sale. It adds to the shipping cost. It's going to put you into the next pound increment, more money to your buyer or you if you're doing free shipping, and more time and more materials. So it's got to be worth it, guys. You're in business. This is business. You got to know costs of all your stuff versus your profit, because your profit, your net profit, is only what you make after all of your expenses. And you want that to be enough to give yourself a good living wage. You don't want to make $5 an hour. Come on. You want to be making $55 an hour, which is totally doable in this business. Just got to make smart decisions. Sam's Club sells 240 feet of 12-inch bubble wrap for $14.28. That's not bad if it's good bubble wrap. Like I said, I'm betting that's the really cheap thin bubble wrap that you have to use more than one layer. So I used to get like bubble wrap and I go, oh, wow, no. You want to make sure you have quality bubble wrap so that you can use less of it. Because if you get cheaper bubble wrap, you have to go around a couple times and you're using double the amount, which makes that 240 feet really costing you $30. See what I'm saying there? So be careful with that. Be careful with that. All right. Using the InstaFoam pockets. I think you're talking, are those the ones another YouTuber uses? I'm not a fan. Simply because, number one, they're expensive. Number two, your customer has to know how to unwrap things too. Now, you have to keep this in mind. If you are fancy schmancy in how you package something and you do something that needs to be cut or you do something that needs to be pried, the process of undoing that packaging can result in your very customer who is supposed to be happy about this item breaking the item and then claiming it was done during shipping. So you do have to be careful. You do have to be careful with things like that. If I ship expensive items all day, every day, and I've never used anything other than bubble wrap and peanuts and good boxes, honestly. Okay. So, I mean, some of you want to disagree with me, and that's fine. They're like, from a scientific perspective, putting tissue paper in the inside of a breakable is not going to do a darn thing. It's not going to do a darn thing. And if it breaks, there's another reason, and it's that tissue paper is not going to protect your item. Bubble wrap's not going to protect your item. Putting peanuts on the inside of a vase is not going to protect that item. It's just not, and can be more of a hassle for the customer. So I'm going to stick with the way I've been doing this all of my years and shipping tens of thousands of dollars of expensive glass and breakables with an extremely good track record. So, If you do a lot of glass and you're shipping from hot to cold area, or you're shipping during a time of year when it's super cold and people are bringing it into a heated house, you need to have a little sheet on top as they open the box, or even write it on the outside. Please bring box to room temperature before opening, because glass that goes from an extreme cold to heat can crack just because of that. If I have small parts that I wrap separately like bottle stoppers, I will write on it what it is. I also tape stoppers and things to the item they go to. Tape small pieces to the larger piece. eBay does keep a percentage of what you charge for shipping. Yeah, so you as an eBay seller are paying, I don't even know, what is our final value fees at like now, 11 to 15% ish. And now they've changed it. Even your promoted listing fee is included. So yes, if your shipping cost was $10, you're paying the final value fee on that $10 as well. So there's not too much cushion in there. So here's the last thing. I know we're over time, but I really want to get this shipping stuff out there, guys, because I see so many people who aren't going for it in this business because of shipping. So I want to get these questions answered. What was I going to say? Oh my gosh, I totally lost my train of thought. Wait, it'll come back to me. Oh yes, got it. So as eBay sellers, or if you use Pirate Ship, you get a discounted rate of shipping. There is a retail price of shipping. That is the price you pay if you go, I'm pointing and you guys can't even see me point. It's the price you pay if you go to the counter at the post office and pay for shipping. That's your retail price. Then there are levels of commercial pricing. So most eBay sellers get a commercial discount. You can choose to pass that on to your customer if you want, but I recommend you don't. It is the difference between the retail that the customer sees and that commercial rate that will cover the fees and the materials and all of that. You become a top rated seller, or you use Pirate Ship, you get a commercial plus pricing, which is an even deeper discount. That is your cushion. That helps offset the cost of your materials and the fees that you pay. Do not feel like you need to pass that on to your customer. I get it. We all want to be nice and take care of everybody, but you are in business, and it is a business decision to cover those costs. Because if you are just warm and nice and give exactly the cost of that shipping on your customer, you're paying a portion of their shipping every time. And you better have really good margins to sustain that, or you're not going to make enough money to make this worthwhile. Point blank, this business is only worthwhile if you're making money, right? I mean, that's why we do this. So you've got to make sure you are making an hourly amount. When you put it all together, make an hourly amount that makes it worth doing. Yeah. Thank you, Melissa, for dropping the links over there to my shipping videos. I do intend to do some more shipping videos. I really, really do, guys, because a lot of things have changed when it comes to, which box, what the rates, and I use a lot more UPS than I used to. So absolutely. Yeah. Got to do what works for you. But I mean, and maybe I'm a little defensive because I get a lot of comments telling me that I don't know what I'm talking about. And my ego can handle that. That's fine. I'm very, very confident in how I run my business and what I do. My concern is for all of the new people that I want to get started in this business, that I want to see grow and be successful in this business. I don't want you to get misinformation. I don't want you to get information that makes you do things that cost you time and money that you don't need to be doing. Not that my way is the only way. It's not. There are many sellers out there who can teach you a way that is very, very good. But you are on my channel and you're coming to hear how I do it. So I am going to teach you my way. And if somebody flat out tells me, no, you're wrong, I'm going to respond to that because proof is in the pudding. You know, my return rate is almost nil. My breakage rate is almost nil. And I think that speaks for itself for, 25 years of doing this business, shipping out stuff and coaching and teaching others who have gone on to have multiple six-figure businesses and have actually left eBay and done other big, huge things like opening auction houses. So it isn't always even about just staying on eBay. There are ways to use eBay as a platform to grow even bigger. So, and eBay is just a platform, you guys. It's just a platform. eBay doesn't get to tell you how to run your business. They only get to tell you how they want things done if you use their platform. So there's a big difference there. eBay's not in control of you and your pricing and your marketing and how you run your business. And that's the message I want to bring to you guys. eBay is a tremendously good platform for growing an online reselling business. But at the end of the day, this is your business. And if eBay doesn't work with what you're doing, there's other stuff out there too. And I'm here for that. All right. I have been doing this for a long time. It's really funny because I tried to get away from it for a few years. When I got divorced, I just wanted to be done with reselling. I just needed a break, and I went into the work world, and I ended up getting pulled in to manage the eBay department for a nonprofit. And then from there, I ended up managing their thrift store and ultimately getting right smack dab back into this reselling world. And I'm like, okay, God, I hear you. I hear you. So it is my lot in life. I don't see it changing now. And it's really, really satisfying to be able to help you guys who are afraid and unsure about the next steps in business and not sure where to start and how to get going. Because I love the emails and the comments and the messages about how I inspired you to maybe get going or keep going or overcome something to where you could make this work for you and you're having fun doing it. So that stuff keeps me going, guys. And I want everybody to be as successful as you possibly can. Because there is a lot of misinformation out there. I'm sorry to say, and I will call it out when I see it. Happens a lot over in my Facebook group. If you weren't here in the beginning, we did post that I do have a group over on Facebook, the Niche to Profit for Online Sellers, because we're going to have to button this up. I got much to do, like take my son go-karting today. So we're going to wrap this up, but please, we can continue the shipping conversation over in the group. And I'm sure I will get comments down after this broadcast ends. I will go and answer as many of those questions as I possibly can that I can keep up with. I'm going to be on the road here pretty soon. Tomorrow, Jordan and I are driving her home. So I'm going to San Diego. I will be stopping in Yermo. I'm going to shop in Yermo tomorrow. Now that video probably will not get up until Saturday. So here's what I'm going to say to all of you who are live now, who love to come to my lives, and are watching on the replay. If you made it to this point, I'm going to film in Yermo. I'm going to get that video up on Saturday. Watch that video. If there is something that I did not purchase and you just have to have it, you have an opportunity to let me know before I drive back home on Monday. So that gives about 2 days day and a half to watch that video and let me know, because I'm going to stop at Yermo on the way home and pick up anything that that works out that way. And Friday is going to be a not so live sale. I'm going to do something totally different on Friday because that's just my teaser I'm going to give you. I'm still working out the details how it's going to work, but stay tuned for that. I'm going to have some very, very awesome higher end items on Friday. I am. I'm going to need a bigger van. I don't even have a van. I have a juice box. That's why I say, like, I'm not going to be able to like get big pieces of furniture or anything like that. But the juice box will definitely be coming home full because Jordan and I are going to shop. We are going to go to the swap meet out in San Diego. I'm going to have a lot of fun. I haven't been out there. When was the last time? She came out here in January. It's been months and months and months since I've gone to San Diego. So I really need this time away, but we're going to road trip it. We're going to stop at thrift stores along the way. We're just going to have some fun. You guys know Jordan has a TikTok channel, and that's like she's becoming the TikTok sensation. So if you like little short quippy stuff, she does a little bit of like psychology stuff. She's got very strong opinions that don't always agree with mine. But she also puts, my grand animals on there, and she did a lot of fun stuff while she was out here at my house, and we're going to do some road trip stuff. So it's J_Wheezy, which I think Melissa can put over there in the chat before we wrap this up. And they get taken care of. Yep. Noah stays home. Noah stays home and takes care of all of the animals when I go to San Diego. And he's fantastic at it. Am I ever going to get that gorgeous Victorian bed? What Victorian bed, Josh and you? I don't know which one you speak of. Thank you, Melissa. There is Jordan's TikTok. There is your TikTok. Can you link her? I'm not sure what you're asking, beauty lover. Thank you guys for these safe travels. Oh, TikTok. Yep. Melissa just did. Just linked it over there. So I'm giving you a chance to go to that. All right. Hey, Boosh. Boosh, you want to come over here and say goodbye with me? Come here. Come here. Come on. Come here. Kiss, kiss. All right. I'll bring him over. I'll bring over the Boosh. Step up. Aw, just such a happy bird. All right, come over. Why are you behind my back? There you are. There's the Boosh. There's the Bougie. Say hello, everyone. Say hello. Say hi. Hi. All right. Do I have to bribe you? Do I have to bribe you? I know. You got to give the Bougie show now here at the end. Would you like this? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I not getting close enough? Oh, so good. Oh my goodness. That's a tough one. Hey, you're trying to take the whole thing. You're such a little piggy bird. Can you get in there? There you go. There you go. There you go. Oh my goodness. All right, there we go. Happy bird now. Happy bird. All right, everyone. Bougie actually appeared in like one of my real videos. He's only ever been in my lives. And so Bougie's starting to make appearances in the regular recorded content. Right? Kiss, kiss. Kiss, kiss. Kiss, kiss. Kiss, kiss. Mwah. Oh, I'm sorry. So sorry. All right, everyone. Thank you for being here. We do this Mondays at 1 p.m. Pacific time every single week. And I got some fun stuff coming up, some fun guests coming up. Be watching for that. But in the meantime, you go be profitable and make it fun. We'll see you on the next one.